Hey everyone, welcome to Edie's Attic. My name is Jenny and I'm here with yet another energy read. I'm just doing what I said in my last video and taking the advice from Divine and going with the flow. This will be my third energy read for the day. I've been very cold and pulled to using this oracle deck here. It's Vintage Wisdom Oracle. I haven't used it in a while, but my mind kept going to this deck and I kept saying, I really, really want to use it. I feel like there's something in there for us today to get from this deck. So I'm going to do a read using this and see what comes out. I don't know, I just have this inspiration and this desire and this excitement to do more readings. I typically only do about three readings a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But this week, I've just had a lot more inspiration and desire to do more. I don't know if it's just a lot more information that needs to come out for the collective. Maybe a lot of people are going through a lot of different things right now, so Spirit just wants me to touch on a lot of different topics and connect to a lot of different people. But I'm just, going with the flow. Honestly, I shouldn't even be here right now. I had written on my schedule that I was going to go to the gym, but I felt the want and need to be here instead. So, first card out we have is Shadow Self, followed by Freedom and Gratitude. And then at the bottom of the deck we have Purity. So let's look into this here. The Shadow Self, let me take a look at the card. Well, we have actually been talking a lot about shadow work recently, and how a lot of us have gone through a majority of the work, but we are currently feeling that there's certain parts of things that we've held on to, triggers, things that trigger our emotions and our feelings, that are resurfacing and coming back around for us to yet again face and deal with. It's like the picture, the image is so beautiful actually. It's about a woman and she's looking upwards towards a raven that's perched above her, leading her through like a doorway. And on the other side of the doorway, it looks that at the bottom it's water. So a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. And it's like she's debating and pondering on whether or not she should walk through that door and jump in to the water ahead of her. All those emotions and feelings. But she's being gently led by this raven who perches above her as like a spirit guide or someone that is leading her the right way. So you may be fearful or not really wanting to face these last few areas of your heart in regards to the shadow work, because it's going to be very emotional for you. And you are kind of pulling away and not wanting to bring out these emotions because you're afraid it's going to set you back. But in actuality, it's going to only push you further, because once you dive into the water, once you step into the emotions and you allow yourself to just settle in and be there and to face them, you're going to be able to swim right through this, I'm getting. It's like necessary for you to face these in order to move on to the other side. It's like you're starting at this side of the water, and then there's another side to this. And in order for you to get to the other side, you actually have to swim through it. So they're saying to move in gently, but not to avoid it. There's no way around this at this time. You have to face these feelings head on and dive right in order to do the work. And then we have freedom. It's like once you swim through this lake or this ocean of emotions and you make it to the other side, you're going to come to a place of freedom. You're going to finally be free from these strongholds on your heart and your mind, because you've pushed these feelings back. You've submerged them deep within your heart and soul. Like they're buried deep. And once you allow them back in and to understand exactly what it is that they mean to you and why they are such a stronghold and why you've held them for so long, when you finally deal with them and let them go, you're going to have a sense of freedom. It's like the chains that bound you to these past feelings and mental prisons are finally going to be released. You're finally going to be freed from them. It's going to bring an extreme amount of peace to you. You're going to have a greater understanding of the whys they had to happen this way. You're going to see it as a lesson and no longer as a horrible, painful truth of your past, but something that you have finally moved forward from. And because of this deep understanding and clarity of why these things happen, and we may not always know the exact whys of if it's something where someone else externally did something to you that caused you pain. We can't fully understand or grasp the concept of why they did what they did, but we will finally be able to understand our patterns and certain things about ourselves and why we act a certain way or behave a certain way or approach people and situations a certain way with better clarity and understanding. That this revelation that you're going to come to by facing these painful truths are going to create a place of gratitude within yourself. You're going to be mostly grateful for letting it go, because when you hold on to stuff like this for so long and you bottle it up and avoid dealing with it and understanding how it's affecting you as a human, how it's affecting your relationships and the way that you operate and how you handle and approach life, when you finally understand that at a deeper level and you're able to use it and change your perspective and shift the way that you think and how you behave, and you're going to feel so much gratitude. It's going to be like, finally, I'm free. Finally, I can see how I allowed these things from my past to control me and my path and my journey, and I'm not going to let that happen anymore. I'm no longer going to allow my past to decide who I am and how I'm going to behave moving forward. And you're going to have so much gratitude in your heart for this revelation. It's going to be a beautiful time for you, but you're being encouraged right now to actually do the work and to face those last dark shadow aspects of your inner soul and psyche. And just looking at the cards, I see like a transition in not only the color we have, it's dark through the shadow work, and it gets lighter, and then we get to gratitude and it gets lighter, and then we have the purity card at the bottom where it's so bright. Your soul and your energy is going to feel so much lighter and brighter after this work is done. And I also notice and observe the wings. We have in the first card, we have the raven right here. Wings are down. The wings are tucked in its side. And then we move along to freedom, where the wings are wide open and they're ready to take flight. And then we move to the last one, where we're no longer looking outside of ourselves for the wings and the flight and something to carry us. We're carrying ourselves. Look at, she has wings. And here we are, the veil lifted, just angelically sitting there with the lights all around her. She like literally shifted from needing someone to carry her on her journey and moved her through this freedom into being able to carry herself, and finally coming to a place to where she's now where she needs to be to live and to love in that peaceful energy, that clean, pure, peaceful place where none of these things are no longer a factor. They're no longer weighing her down. She's now elevated and lifted above the rest, to look down and to see, this is where I was, and now this is where I am, and this is where I'm going to stay. Because up here, without all the restraints and the bondage and the being a prisoner to my own mind and my own shadows, here is where I reside. Here is where I am peaceful, and this is where I'm going to stay. It's actually quite beautiful. You got to do that shadow work. We got to face those last hurdles. So I do hope this found you if it was meant for you. And I really, really do pray for the best outcome on your journey. All right. Have a good day. Bye, guys.